Hey everybody, it's Tina Campbell and you're listening to Industry Talk with Gospel Artist Entertainment.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Aldrin McCullough here with Gospel Artist Entertainment, and you are listening to Industry Talk with me today. Listen, I'm so excited because this is an exclusive interview today. I'm happy, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm overjoyed because we have an incredible artist on the phone right now. She's so awesome. She's incredible. Her ministry is awesome. The list goes on and on. You know her from the hit group duo Mary Mary. She's so phenomenal. Her name is Miss Tina Campbell. Say what's up to the people, Tina.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
It's so good to talk with you. I'm doing good. How's your day going today?
Listen, I got no complaints. God is good. So, God is good, life is good, and that's all I know. That's all I'm going to confess.
Hey, that's all it is. I appreciate that God is definitely good. Listen, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out to talk with me today for Industry Talk. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I appreciate the opportunity.
Most definitely. Now, we're going to talk to you today about different things. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and ask you a couple of questions so that way the audience can be informed on what you're doing and what you currently have going on right now, as well as your future endeavors. So now we know that you have just came out with a brand new single entitled Too Hard Not To. How was it being able to put that single together? How was your journey like?
I'm super excited to be able to convey that message. The song is basically an argument for forgiveness, and most folks don't want to hear that, like, oh Lord, there you go, you won't start telling me to let go of stuff and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you what I found out in my life. I found out that freedom, living your life totally free, is not gonna happen until you learn how to forgive somebody or something. Because everybody that went through some kind of hell in their life that is just too hard to let go of, because you just can't believe it happened and it was so impactful in your life. And even though you hate it, you hold on to it. And I've realized in my life that holding on to stuff is so much worse than whatever the process is of letting it go. And so God gave me this song, Too Hard Not To encourage somebody else to let go of whatever it is that was painful for you. Let go of whatever it is that hurt you, that broke you down, that made you sad, that made you feel like nothing, that messes with your confidence, that makes you guarded, that always can trigger you and take you back to a point of sadness. Let it go, because if you let it go and give it to God, you ain't got to have it no more, and it doesn't have to have power anymore. And so my song Too Hard Not To, conveys that, I think, in a very beautiful way. I think the lyrics are wonderful. I think the way that the song is produced and sang is really beautiful, but it just makes a real good statement. But listen, you think it's hard to forgive? I bet you it's harder to stay unforgiven and deal with all the residue of what comes with it. And so that's what we're talking about in the song, and I believe the song is blessing and encouraging a whole lot of people and helping a lot of people to get free. So to God be the glory for that.
Wow, that's amazing, and I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's something to really think about, and it's very hard to not to forgive, especially when you claim that you have the love of Christ in you and you proclaim the gospel of Christ. It's hard not to forgive. Jesus has always been a forgiving person. Even in our mess ups and our wrongdoings, he still forgives us. So why not forgive our brothers and sisters?
Yeah, my perspective is, if you call yourself a Christian, you openly a Christian. This is how you classifying yourself. How you gonna classify yourself as a Christian and you don't follow Christ?
Right.
Because that's what he did. He said, you forgive as you have been forgiven. Now, it ain't easy, but he says you can do all things through me when I strengthen you. So you got to rely on God's strength. And the problem is, we relying on ourselves. And if you rely on yourself, you're going to fail miserably. Just like I was failing when I was trying to do it in and of my own strength. You try to consider the factors and the variables, and then you try to make sense of it. It don't make sense what happened to you. Right. It don't make sense what you went through. It don't make sense that somebody could be that evil or that heartless. It doesn't make sense that life had to deal you a bad hand. It doesn't make sense, but I'm going to tell you what, God could use it for his glory, and he could use it to build you and make you better.
Right.
So, again, it's important for us, if we're going to call ourselves, especially those of us who call ourselves Christians, the way you're going to get the abundant life that Jesus came to give you is you're going to have to subscribe to doing things his way, because you can't produce that abundant life on your own. But he can, if you do what he said you have to do to get it. And some of the things that he has required of us is to love everybody, to forgive, to let go of things, to have compassion, to have understanding. He told us you don't look at everybody based on how they are. You look at them based on how I created them to be. And maybe if you speak to or address who I made them to be, not who they acting like, which is a fool right now. If you address who I made them to be and the potential that I placed in them, maybe they can reach it. And you could be the person that helps them to reach it if you would be selfless enough to care, to build my people and to build this earth. If you help to make somebody better who made you better, you're going to have a better situation, because now you ain't sad, they ain't sad, and it took you to be selfless and forgive to bring it about. That's a wonderful thing to be able to do that, but people don't have that perspective, and I think that's why a lot of people are miserable. They don't have God's perspective, and they don't use God's strategy. And God's strategy for getting you to live a free life filled with joy and the stuff that happened in your past don't have a hold on you. His strategy is forgiveness. And so, if we're going to be like Jesus, we're going to have to do what he did.
Preach, Tina Campbell. That was good right there. Now, I know you have an album out right now called It's Personal.
I've made sure that album is no longer available.
Okay.
Because I have the new project, which is called It's Still Personal, that's coming out. And so I had only released my last album, It's Personal. I released that digitally.
Okay.
And so I just took it off and made it unavailable because I'm revamping it and adding new stuff to it and making it more interesting and remixing and remastering it and infusing other stuff in there and reproducing some songs and adding new songs. And so It's Still Personal is what we're focusing on, but it's personal. I'm grateful for that opportunity that God gave me to share what was on that album with the world. I just know that I was not intentional, and when I put it all together, I just did the music and just threw it out there.
Wow.
And I pride myself on being, or should I say, I'm grateful to God that I feel like I have an excellent spirit in what I try to do. I may not do everything in the most amazing way, but I do make a great effort to be excellent in everything that I do. And for some reason, when it came to that project, it was so, I didn't plan it. It was so unintentional. I didn't know that was what was happening with my life. I just threw it out there.
Wow.
And so there were people that didn't have an opportunity to even hear about the album. It's Personal. It was a lot of people who'd never heard it, never experienced it. And so I had a bunch of distributors coming to me saying, hey, a lot of the gospel market gets their music, in physical form, and you only made it available digitally. And I think that there's a lot of people that didn't hear about you and didn't experience you because you didn't make your music available on a lot of platforms. And so my husband had a conversation with me and said, I think that you should re-release it because I think that there's a lot of people that can be blessed by it and by the new stuff that you've just been writing and sitting around on. I think that you should add all of that to it and you should re-release the project. And so I chose to do that. And so the new album will be available for pre-order at the end of this week, this Friday. Yeah.
Oh,
this
awesome.
Friday. And yeah, and so you get the single Too Hard Not To with the pre-order, and then there's all these other amazing songs that are coming on. We got a song called We Live in That Blessed Life. It's just talking about, everybody focusing on everything, but I'm living a blessed life because I'm walking with God every day. Got another song called Evidence, talking about the things that should follow your life if you are a Christian and Jesus is who you believe in. One of the songs that I did with my children on the initial record called Whoa, we reproduced that song and changed the music and made that really exciting. And then I shot videos for all the songs that I just mentioned. So I'm excited to be able to introduce that to everybody and give them a visual to go with the song. So I'm super, super duper excited about this new project because it feels completely new. It's repackaged and it's just, it's exciting. And I think that the same deliverance and help and hope and joy that God brought to my life through that project, I believe he's going to do that with a lot of other people. So I can't wait for them to experience this new project. It's Still Personal.
Listen, I'm excited for you. We all are excited for you. You have our support. I can't wait for the new album. I know it's going to be extremely amazing and even better than before because the first album is Personal. It was already incredible, and so I know this one is going to be even better. So we all cannot wait. I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you, and we're just looking out for it. Listen, now, have you always wanted to be an artist growing up as a kid?
Never, not at all. That wasn't my dream. I didn't aspire to do that at all. I loved music, and after I saw the movie, I guess I'm gonna date myself with this one, but after I saw the movie with Whoopi Goldberg and Lauryn Hill in it, I can't think of the movie.
Is it Sister Act 2?
But it was a series of Sister Act. That's right. My sister Erica was actually in one of them choirs in Sister Act 2.
Oh, wow.
And, Erica was pursuing music, and I was like, listen, that stuff is inconsistent. I have a job, and I'm not doing all of that kind of stuff. So I'm sitting up here trying to work my little 9 to 5, and I don't want to go do this music, this up and down, and maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. So
wow.
She went and pursued that and probably made more money in that week than I made in the whole year. She wanted to pursue it. But when I watched that movie, and Whoopi Goldberg said to Lauryn Hill's character, if you wake up every day and all you can think about is singing and music and all that kind of stuff, then you're supposed to be a singer. And so I realized that I didn't necessarily want to be a solo artist, but I really did enjoy music in that way. I didn't see it as a career or any of that. I just really enjoyed it. And so I thought, okay, I'm supposed to have a career in music, but I thought that I would teach it in school, in college level, maybe junior college level, maybe high school. I thought that I would teach it. I never thought that I would be an artist standing out, because the truth is I was shy growing up, and I was shy because I was self-conscious. I was, I didn't have full confidence. I had confidence in acting a fool and being crazy, but I didn't have confidence in you paying attention to me, and I didn't think very highly of myself, and so I didn't have the best. It's so funny. I wouldn't accept anybody else's negativity about me, but I didn't actually have the proper perspective on myself, and so I was too busy critiquing myself, and so I was, scared to use my gift. So I never aspired to be like a solo artist or a singer. Even when it came to doing Mary Mary, I felt like the things in my life, God just led me to it. I didn't really search for it or seek for it. It just happened that once I started, working at it and putting great effort into it. But I didn't plan it. I didn't dream it up. I didn't think it up. Me and Erica were just writing songs. I didn't know I was going to become a songwriter. It's just something that happened naturally for me. We were singing together in church. When we hooked up with Warren, he was like, y'all should be a group. So we started doing that together and pursuing it. But it just kind of, I guess one thing led to another, and God led me to this space. So I didn't really aspire to be a singer growing up, but I think that this is exactly what I was supposed to do. I think God gave me a voice to use, so I'm glad that He gave me a platform.
We know that you and Teddy Campbell, which is your husband, have a web series out right now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, my husband and I, we have a web series called 10 Minutes with Teddy and Tina, and that is one of the things that came out of my healing. My husband and I went through great devastation in our marriage, and so our test was a big open spectacle for people to see, because we shared it on our reality show. We shared it because we thought we was healing, and it got worse before it got better, but God gave us a testimony in it, and God, in His infinite wisdom and His wonderful strategy and the way He works things together. My husband and I were, if I could be honest, we were just passionate lovers, but we were not friends. We didn't get along, and we didn't do life together outside of, that passion that we had. My husband and I kind of lived our life almost like we were an affair, but we didn't get along and we didn't communicate well or any of that. But when God healed us through our healing process, we became the best of friends. We shared everything with each other. We started chasing God and studying the Bible together. And so God just kind of brought us together. And so it seemed like every single thing that we was doing in our life was together. My husband and I, we didn't plan our vacations together. Either he planned it or I planned it. He would make the decisions for the kids, or I would make the decisions. We didn't really commune together the way a couple should. If the two of you guys have become one, you should be on one accord. And the truth is, we wasn't. But the way God healed us, He put us on one accord for everything. Now, Teddy is my favorite person in the world. Me and Teddy kick it. He my husband and my homeboy. He's my business partner and babe. And so we get down in ministry and in life. And so 10 Minutes with Teddy and Tina was an idea that God dropped in His spirit. He dropped it in my spirit too, but Teddy was just the first one to talk about it. I was like, Teddy, I had that same idea. And he said, we're talking to so many people and trying to help so many people. These people are coming to us and finding us everywhere, and we spending a lot of hours of our week giving out this information to help folks. Why don't we use one of the platforms that we have and just do it officially?
Wow.
And so there you have 10 Minutes with Teddy and Tina. We just started sharing, our perspective on life, love, family, and faith, and our experiences and what we have learned in God and how we have grown in our marriage and how others can do the same thing. We just started sharing it through our web series, 10 Minutes with Teddy and Tina. Teddy told me about the idea, and a month or two later, we made it happen. And debuted on, or should I say premiered on Valentine's Day this year. And, since then we have been able to reach hundreds of thousands of people. I'm grateful for that. We got an episode up this weekend talking about getting caught by your kids. I think happy times and things of that nature. So we be talking about a little everything. We be talking about, again, life, love, family, and faith. You might get a little bit of everything, but if God has allowed our lives to be open books, I think that we should use everything that we can to draw people to Him and to share Him with folks. And so even with talking about getting caught by your kids because you're so excited and so into each other, there's still some things that we can learn and some scriptures that we can apply in our marriage and in our life with that. So we sharing that this week, and anybody who wants to watch that can go to teddyandtina.com, or on Instagram we're at Teddy and Tina, and they can check out our web series and hopefully be blessed by that.
Wow, that's amazing, and we are definitely going to be looking forward to the new episode this weekend. Listen, it's a great web series. Y'all definitely need to check it out. I promise you, it's some great information being shared. I've checked it out myself, and they are awesome. Now, I want to ask you one more question before we wrap it up.
It's crazy. I had to speak at a church last night, and one of the girls came up to me. Now, what I was speaking on and everything that was going on in the pulpit had nothing to do with this, but she came to me, and she ain't married or nothing, but she came to me, and she was talking to me about one of the episodes that was up on daddy issues, and she was like, I need you to talk to me and to help me because I have your perspective, but I don't have your testimony yet. Wow. And I want to have it. So, it's stuff on there that can help everybody. Like I said, it's marriage stuff, it's individual stuff, it's career stuff, it's ministry stuff, it's just life stuff, relationship stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there that can bless you no matter if you're married or not. So I do hope that people will check it out and hopefully be blessed by it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, we have to check that out. And listen, I advise everybody that's listening to this right now, I advise y'all to check it out. It'll definitely bless you. It's great. It's much needed. And I advise y'all to spread the word about it because we definitely will enjoy this web series by Tina and Teddy Campbell. Listen, I want to ask you one more question before we wrap it up. Now, we all know about the Mary Show, staying up to date with you and your awesome sister, Erica Campbell. We enjoy the show. We love the show. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We have a reality series called The Mary Show. We are approaching our sixth season of that. So we've been on for 6 years. By the grace of God, I'm really excited about that because there's so many reality shows that don't make it past a second season. But fortunately for us, we're approaching our 6th season, and we have just basically shared our life. Erica and I had no clue that the journey of our lives would lead us to having solo careers. When we started doing this show, I saw Mary in our view. I guess I wasn't a visionary to the point where I could see me, standing alone and ministering alone. I knew that I had a life separate from Erica, but I ain't know that, I didn't know it was going to turn out like this. But there's so much that has to transpire. We've had babies on our show. We've gone through marital issues in our show. We've grown in ministry and in life on our show. We had kids that was in elementary school. Now they in high school. Or kids that was born on the show. Now they going to kindergarten,
Wow.
You got people who went through all kind of crazy devastation becoming ministers and preachers and pastors and stuff. Like, we never knew that our life was going to take this kind of turn. You've got family issues that you work through and people developing and becoming, and you see us, grace in all kind of stages in every different country and all of this kind of stuff. You get to experience all of that through our reality show. And our purpose, our desire with the reality show is just like God has allowed us to bring His music into spaces that it wasn't normally in. A lot of me and Erica's music got played in clubs, got played on mainstream radio stations, got played in non-gospel spaces for people to be introduced to Christ. We figured, well, by sharing our regular everyday life, how we live this gospel Christian life out when it ain't Sunday morning,
right?
Us able to show that might have been able to be encouraging and to draw somebody to God. And so we show the good, the bad, and the ugly because ain't nobody's life perfect. Everything ain't going right, and you ain't amen, thank you, Jesus, all is well all the time. Sometimes you go through crazy stuff. And how do you apply this faith of yours, this wonderful, wonderful Jesus, how does he work in your life when everything ain't wonderful? And so we've tried to show that through our reality show, and fortunately we've been able to maintain the ratings and the audience that has kept the show on. And so this is our final season. I believe that we've shown all that we can show, and we've been on long enough, and so it's time to move on to the next thing. And so I think we're going out with a bang. It's such an exciting season. Erica and I are in countless different countries. We're in Africa, we're in the UK, we're in Israel, we're in America. We're doing things together, we're doing things separately. We're trying to figure out how do we manage putting out solo projects and doing a Mary Mary project. We're juggling kids, we're juggling being, business women and artists, and very hectic lives. We're doing all of that kind of stuff, trying to manage family and get through some familial challenges and growing in ministry. You get to see all of that stuff on this upcoming season. Our kids are growing and going to next levels. It's graduations, it's birthday parties, and it's a little bit of everything that's happening. But it's our life, and all of the many different elements that make it wonderful and crazy and chaotic and overwhelming and a blessing. You get to see all of that. So we're going to go out with a bang. This is our last season, and it's the Mary Mary Show. It comes on the WeTV network, and we're coming back at the end of September. So I'm hoping that everybody will tune in, because I do think it's the best season yet.
Wow, we're definitely going to be tuned in. Like I said, I advise everybody to be tuned in and stay connected with Tina Campbell. I promise you won't be disappointed, as well as check out the final season of the Mary Mary Show on WeTV, coming back in September. Listen, y'all, this is our time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tina, where can everybody go and follow you on all of your social media sites, as well as get your music?
Okay, well, I started off on Instagram. I think before I did anything, I was on Instagram with @Teddy and Tina. But I'm also everywhere, even Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. My website and everything is I Am Tina Campbell. So if you go to I Am Tina Campbell, you can find everything that's connected to me. My new music, my new single, Too Hard Not To, is available digitally wherever digital music is sold. So you can go to any of your digital music retailers and get that new song, Too Hard Not To. And this Friday, my entire album, It's Still Personal, will be available for pre-sale. It's coming in September, but you can make sure you got your copy on lock this week. So I'm hoping that everybody will get it. I'm hoping that everybody will be inspired by it. And I'm hoping that everybody will be living that blessed life and rocking my music as a soundtrack while they doing that.
Listen, go and get her music. I promise you won't be disappointed. Add her to your playlist and follow Tina Campbell on all of your social media sites @Teddy and Tina, as well as her brand new page on Instagram and all of her social media sites. I Am Tina Campbell. This is our time, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in with Industry Talk with Gospel Artists Entertainment. My name is Aldrin McCullough, and our special guest today for this exclusive interview is the lovely, the beautiful, the talented Miss Tina Campbell. We're out, y'all.